The title of today's episode is If You Have a Dream, Make It Come True. You have one existence here on this planet Earth, and it can be so easy to get sucked into the day-to-day slog of life, all the bullshit that has accumulated into your life because of XYZ situation and XYZ person. But at some point, you have to take a step back from all of it and just see it for what it is. It's all fucking noise. Noise that's taking you away from your own power to create. Truth of the matter is, all of us spend so much excess energy on shit that doesn't even matter. And we're just wasting it. We're wasting it because we think our anger, we think our frustration is justified. Well, it's like, how long do you want to keep playing that? If you have a dream, it's your responsibility in this life to make it come true. Who else is going to be responsible for your dreams? And then the big thing is, like, so many of us have gotten so caught up in the slog and the noise of the world, we've forgotten, like, what the fuck even is my dream? I don't even know what it is. Or we've dressed up the dream into an adult version of it, which we try to balance it out. Oh, it has to be realistic. It has to be realistic. Or else it's just like, come on now, that's not realistic, you know? Right? We lose the childlike part of ourself that just dreams big. And, you know, on this channel, I've referenced these, like Elon Musk, every big visionary that you look up to. The single pattern they have in common is that they don't care about the current physical reality. They care about their vision of the future more than they care about what's currently going on in the world. That's the only separator. While majority of people are so absorbed, so caught up in what's happening right now. You know, you see this news and you hear about that, and oh my God, oh, right? So majority of people go through life reactive to the 3D world. Whereas the true creators, the true entrepreneurs, the true leaders, right, spiritual or entrepreneurial, whatever you want, they understand the one concept, and it's that they believe in the 4D before the 3D. What do I mean by that? What I'm saying is they believe in the future more than they believe in what's currently going on right now. They believe in the vision more than they do in current, present physical reality, because reality is just a lagging indicator of your internal identity. If it doesn't amplify the quality of the peace, the time, the wealth, and the freedom, why would you even want to be involved? And at first, you ask for very little. You know, you say, oh, okay, let me trade my time so you can give me $20 an hour. Wow, that's a good trade. Thank you. And then you realize, wait, I'm kind of getting ripped off. Then maybe you start demanding 25, 30, 40, right? 60, 80, 100. Whoa. Right? A lot of people don't even get to that point. But then you step out of the whole thing, you're like, this is a flaw in my paradigm. I can keep asking for more per hour, but the problem isn't in the amount per hour per se. It's that I'm thinking in the amount per hour. My frame of mind is stuck inside of trading money for time. When you step out of that paradigm for the first time, you take a little bit of your power back, a little bit or a lot. The real power comes from the awareness of mental models, of societal structures, of social programming that control your life without you knowing it. And one of the prime examples is the dollars per hour model. And because if you're operating from that paradigm, then you can only think in that paradigm. Like, let's even go back to the roots. Like, what is even the point of money? Money is credit, right? Money is credit. You have credit to use in the future for whatever you want. You exchange it, right? So you trade your time now in order to have that credit that you can then use later. But then it's like later never comes. When you spend your whole life chasing the later but never here. It's like you're doing something you fundamentally are not passionate about, hoping to get to a future that you will be passionate about. Is there something wrong there? Unfortunately, most people don't see anything wrong there. We can apply this principle, right? There's so many hot, touchy topics. And they're only hot and touchy because to truly think outside of the box, you literally offend anybody who is themselves has not broken out of that box. But you have to realize that the prison is mental. The boundary was never really real. It was the fact that you accepted it as a boundary. And you created an invisible wall inside of your mind that literally blocked you from wealth, from happiness, from love, from freedom, from having time. But instead of actually seeing that for what it is and taking ownership over the fact that of realizing, wow, my conception, my paradigms, my unquestioned assumptions about reality have created the reality that I feel trapped in. Instead of doing that, it's easier to just continue operating from the exact same paradigm, the exact same model, and then go blame it out on the external world, right? You see this so often in sexual relationships. You know, you have the whole manosphere space and the whole like feminist sphere space, right? You have men pitted against women, trying to strategize and one up women, how to win them, to beat them. And then you have women strategizing at how to beat men in this whole, these online masculinity slash dating. I don't even know what to call them, echo chambers. They become a collective group, a collective unconscious of self-victimizing beliefs that are projected on, in this case, the other sex, rather than just taking ownership over your thoughts, over how you can grow, how you can be better. So it's such a ridiculous space. Once you start to see it in everything from money to love and dating to fitness, right? I feel like everything is just the level of consciousness in mainstream pop culture is so low that it's like almost like I can't I I don't know how to I feel so far out from it that I can only speak about how absurd I find so many of these things. All right. Mainstream fitness culture, right? Getting in shape. What is it based on? It's based on the exact same core insecurity as trying to get rich or trying to get laid, trying to find love. It's based on the same core insecurity, and it's that I'm not enough. I'm not jacked enough. I'm not fit enough. I'm too ugly. My jawline isn't good enough. And for women, my waist isn't slim enough. My ass isn't fat enough. I'm not pretty enough. So you seek all of these modalities, whether it's trying to get yourself into shape or make money, prove your worth, gain social status, or gain the validation of the other sex, get laid, find love. It's all an attempt to search for the exact same thing. And that thing is an aspect of the bigger whole, which is your dreams. All of these things are part of your dreams because, in truth, who doesn't want to be rich? Who doesn't want to have the hottest sexual partner and the most deepest, most loving relationship? Who doesn't want to be in incredible shape, be sexy, be confident, be just the shit, right? You want to feel like, yeah, I'm him, I'm her, right? And so we go out seeking for that feeling of becoming the main character of our own life through these different modalities. But we get so so absorbed, so captured inside of them that we forget, we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves to the money. We lose ourselves to the vanity. We lose ourselves to the image and the appearance of what we think it will make us look like. And we forget that it was never about proving to the world anything. It was about showing ourselves that we are capable of doing anything we set our mind to. In other words, it was about showing ourselves that we can achieve our dreams. Your dreams, I don't believe, right? Everybody sees it differently. This is how I see it. I believe that our dreams reflect the entire whole of our person and of our lives. From the people we touch, the people we love, the people we enter relationships with, the impact we make, the purpose and the work and the financial success we gain, to the joy and the peace and the purpose and the fulfillment in our lives, to our physical well-being and mental and spiritual and romantic and financial, right? Our level of fitness and health. How good do we feel in our own bodies? How alive do we feel in the day? How good is our energy, right? Can we look in the mirror and just like, that is one sexy ass motherfucker. That is one confident ass motherfucker. You know, this motherfucker might be flawed, but god damn, that is one hell of a motherfucker. If the goal of our life is to make our dreams happen, then why do we not spend every single living minute and moment living up to that? And when I say living up to that, I'm not even saying, because this is a trap of feeling so separate from your own dreams that you hate your current life, you hate your current, who you are currently so much that you will do anything and everything to escape that version of you. And that's the whole other side of that trap, is you can't achieve your dreams while you're trying to escape yourself, which is ironic because that's also kind of what you have to do, right? Because how can you become the better version of yourself without letting go of the current version of yourself? But at the same time, how can you ever fall in love with your life and achieve your dreams if you're always running away from yourself? Then you can never be present. And if you can never be present, how can you be here to actually appreciate your life? So this is a topic that I've thought about and contemplated and worked on for years and years and years. This idea of your reality and your dreams are not two separate things. That's the thing. We think all too often of reality and dream as separate. And that is exactly what keeps us separate from it. The truth of the matter is that we have to operate on the day-to-day as if we're already living our dreams. If you're already living out the person you want to be, the behaviors you want to have, the feelings you want to feel, reality just becomes a mirror. Reality is a lagging indicator of your internal identity. That's why a person who attempts to lose weight, goes on a crash diet, they through sheer forceful willpower and a 90-day program, they'll lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, and then gain it right back right after. It's like, well, why? And I think you know where I'm leading with this. It's because they never became the identity to which that result was natural to. So they tried to force the result to happen, but because it wasn't natural to who they were at their core identity, It couldn't stay with them. It couldn't stick with them. And so I'm always talking about how can I find contentment and purpose and fulfillment and love and freedom in my life today while striving towards my biggest unfathomable, unimaginable dreams. Every single day you need to be doing what you love. And some people might even say, I don't even know what I love. Everything feels shitty. And hey, if you're that person, like I know where you're at, yeah, when first of all, you have to, because there's so much noise going on inside of your mind from the influence of the outer world, it's not even about adding things right now. It's about removing them, removing all the noise that has been telling you this and that and this and that. You hear A and then you hear B and then C and then A again and then Z and then G. It's so tiring. But if you do know your dreams, then the entire point is that, well, how do I make it come true? Yeah, well, how can you live them out? How can you make it come true today? How can you make 0.1% of it come true today? You can think about it that way. How closely can you live to it today? If it's only 0.1%, hey, that's a hell of a lot better than 0. Maybe tomorrow you can expand that to 0.11%, 0.15, 0.2, 0.5, 1%, 2%, 5%, 20%. Because it's a matter of alignment. Alignment is the practice of unseparating yourself. In other words, unifying yourself to the dream reality, to the dream self, to the dream identity, right? And then you can say the aspects of that include the dream relationship, the dream job or business, the dream passion, lifestyle, how you spend your time. The dream body, the dream finances, all of it, it seems so far away and so difficult to achieve, but that's only because you have not broken it down and bridged it into how you can have it today. Worry not about tomorrow. I forgot the line from Jesus. But I'm going to leave this video off with this. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget who you are. Because you're so much bigger than the world has led you to believe. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who go through the world and they have forgotten their power. And life just feels like they're coasting through. They're just going through the motions like a robot. And that begs the question, if robots are all starting to come out, then what separates a thriving human from a soulless robot? I think that's seriously a question we need to ask seriously. Because if we don't ask that question, then what is the point of existing if existing just feels like being a soulless robot? So let's come back and remember true power. If you want to dive deeper on this, you can always message me on Instagram. And if you're interested in working together, you can reach out to me there. Other than that, I hope this lit up something inside of you, and please have yourself a wonderful day, morning, evening, afternoon, night, and believe in yourself, because that's the only thing that matters. See your own worth. See that you can do it. See your potential, your capacity, and see to yourself that you make it all come true and realized. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for joining me on this one. This is Reality Architecture, I believe, episode 19. I'm your host, Cyrus Yang, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.